Hey there friends, my name is Linda Dalkey and I'm a demonstrator with Stampin'Up in Australia, and today I thought I'd show you how to make this really quick and simple shaker card. So shaker cards are called this quite obviously because they have all the little shaky bits inside, and a lot of people think they look scary and difficult to do, but they're actually not too bad. So I'm going to show you a really simple version today. This uses minimal supplies, you'll only need a few things. So with that in mind, here they are. First of all, we need our card base. I have cut a sheet of A4 cardstock, but whatever size cardstock you have, whether it be letter or A4, just chop it in half straight down the middle, and that's going to form your card base. And I'm just going to fold this in half and then use a bone folder to come in here and squash over the edge so it's nice and flat. That's ready to go. We'll just set that to one side for now. And then what I'm going to be doing is adding a layer. This is just, so this is basic white thick paper that I've made my card base out of, and this is just normal basic white cardstock, okay? And I've measured it so it is slightly smaller than my bits here at the bottom. So you can see if you're using inches, it'll be 1/4 of an inch smaller on each side. If you're using centimeters, it's a 1/2 centimeter, okay? And I've also got a piece of acetate, all right? So I'll talk to you about how the acetate's going to work. Right now I've measured this acetate to be 9 centimeters by 9 centimeters, but you don't need to stick to that exactly. What you just need to make sure is that your acetate is slightly larger or a little bit bigger, it doesn't really matter how much, more so than your butterfly cutout. And let's have a quick look at those. Today I'm using these ones. They're called the Brilliant Wings dies, and I have to tell you they're well named because they really are brilliant. You've got this collection of dies that cuts out a matching stamp, and then you've got some smaller little textural pieces, some splatter, a small detailed butterfly, and the rest of the detailed butterflies are right here. So the one I'm actually using for this today is this one, this detailed butterfly die. And I could use any of these. Actually, the large one is particularly nice as well, but I'm just going to use that second to large one here today because I like the shape of this one. Pop those out of the way. Now, I'm going to be running this piece of cardstock, the piece that goes on top, I'm going to be running that through my die cutting machine, and this is why I measured this piece. I could actually go a little bit smaller, but it's just got to cover everything here in the middle because we want to make sure that we're completely covering the hole once we make it. So I'm going to run this piece through my machine and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've run this piece through and you should be able to see pretty quickly how this looks. If I take this out, I've got my hole here, and I've actually got a whole butterfly die here. So I'm just taking this piece out and you'll see that I have a little detailed butterfly, which is beautiful, and maybe I'll use that on another project, I just might. But really what I'm interested in this case is the hole, okay? Because this is what I'm going to be using as my shaker piece. So I've got this piece of acetate, and like we said before, I've measured it so that it is larger and it completely covers this hole. And I'm going to be putting this over the back. I have found that because we want this to be completely encapsulated, glue dots are not good enough. We really want to make sure it sticks all the way around. So for that you could use tear and tape, or you could use seal adhesive, and that's what I'm going to use today. So that's this little guy. And I'm just going to take that off. I'm actually going to zip around close to the edge on all 4 sides because I want it to be completely enclosed. I don't want my sequins that I'm going to put in a little bit, I don't want them to escape. So we're going to make sure that this adhesive goes all the way around the edge. And then over the back here, I'm going to position this so it goes all the way around. Just like that, okay? Then this piece is going to end up on here. But what we need to make sure of is that the sequins aren't going to go everywhere. So for that we have something a bit special. These adhesive strips are fantastic, and I'm going to use one of them. Just peel it off the backing. It doesn't matter where you start really, but I prefer to start up near the top. So if there is a gap at all in the join, it's not going to be down the bottom where they're more likely to fall out. So I'm going fairly close to the butterfly design. I've peeled the adhesive back off so it's immediately sticky, but I haven't taken the top adhesive strip of the backing off at the top yet. All right, so this is almost exactly the right size. If I had a bigger butterfly, so I'm going to join these up and make sure they actually connect to each other so that none of those sequins can escape. If it doesn't sit quite flat, you might just need to move into position. Make sure it's well and truly secured like this. Okay, now the other thing I want to do is, while we've got it like this, I also want to add some dimensionals to the back because I don't want the edges just floating around. So I'm going to put some dimensionals, which will make it, these dimensionals are roughly the same height as this these adhesive strips, so it's actually perfect. And you know, you could add more along the side if you want a bit more support, although that's probably not so important. Okay, so this will, make sure this is around the right way, this is going to end up on here. Okay, now also if you're going to add a sentiment, you probably could do that before you add your dimensionals, but it doesn't matter too much. I quite successfully added my sentiment at the end, but as you can see, it's coming together quite nicely. So there are a few different ways to do this, but the way I like to do it is to use some sequins or glitter or something. These are the woven threads sequin assortment, and if you're quick, we have got still some of these left in our online store right now, and they're marked down. They're only $5.25 for a pack of these right now. There's 750 sequins roughly in them, and I'm just going to empty these out into the center where I know this is going to be, and I'm sort of just going to keep them right there in the middle. I'm going to use the whole lot because I haven't got very many left in this packet, so actually I might just take a couple out because I don't know if you can see, I added a couple here at the end on the front, so I'm going to do that again. I'll add a couple of those. There's one, I've got two there already, and maybe a pink one would be nice. Oop, missed. I should be using my take your pick tool. They're fantastic for this. Anyway, that's how it's looking. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back, where is my join? There it is. I'm going to take the back off here so that now that is sticky, and I'm also going to take the back off my dimensionals. And you want to make sure that you've got this sitting right here in the middle because we're going to be positioning this over. The reason that I didn't go the other way and put them in here was because I want to make sure that this is exactly positioned in the middle of this white piece. And really, I only have one real shot at it because the problem is if your sequins end up getting moved around and they stick to this, it won't adhere well and they'll escape. Okay, so now you should be able to see. I'm going to bring my head in for a second just to line this up. And I'm going to pop that straight over the top. Make sure it makes good contact. And then, look at that. Isn't that cute? I love this. So simple to do, but it looks terrific. All right, so then you can add whatever sentiment you like to this. I've actually pulled out the one that I used before. This is Life's a Beautiful Journey, and it's from the Beautiful World stamp set, which is also retiring. This is going to be leaving us at the end of this month, but of course you don't have to have this sentiment. You can have any sentiment you like, but this one is not being continued in the new catalogue, so it's available until the 3rd of May, or if it sells out beforehand, it won't be available after that. So I'm just going to put that Life's a Beautiful Journey right there. There we go. Isn't that a nice stamp? It's really, really pretty. All right. Then if you wanted to, you could finish up. You could use some Tombow adhesive or multi-purpose adhesive and just pop a little bit of that onto a couple of random sequins that you might have set aside like I did, or you may have more left. And this poor old multi-purpose glue is almost very close to being at the end of its life. I need to get myself a new one. There we go. That one's going to go there. And really, really easy to finish off with a couple of little sequins. I think it looks really cute. Here we go. And one last one. So there you go. Isn't that simple? Quite such a cute and easy little shaker card. You can use whatever sequins or glitter you have in your collection. It doesn't really matter. They're really, really easy to apply. There we go, look at that. And I have a beautiful little shaker card. So I hope you like that. Super, super easy to do this. There are lots and lots of different types of shaker cards that go from very easy to a little bit more complicated, but I think this is really quick and easy, and I think if you've got these butterfly dies, it's a really great way to use them. And it's a bit of a wow card as well. So I hope you enjoyed it today, and I'll be back with more for you soon. Don't forget, if you need to shop for any of these items, anything at all that you're in Australia, it takes your fancy, you can buy them in my online store. The details will be in the description below. So just head over there to the shop and you'll be able to see what's on special right now. And there's some really great bargains like these little sequins, for example. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye.